I'm Chris Berman. Well, let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Redskins come away with a brutal 18-point victory. Steve Smith had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. David Carr threw for 2 touchdowns and helped his Texans beat the Jaguars. Up in the Motor City, Detroit, we had the Lions squeak to a 1-point victory. Up at Giant Stadium, we had the Giants edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. Before we get to the big news of the week, let's do a quick shakedown on the rest of the NFL's injuries. Vargas might be the biggest loss on this list. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. Now the big story of the day. Michael Strahan is going to be watching from the sidelines for a while, as his injury will deal a major blow to this team. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Raiders, Browns.
Charles Woodson is so dangerous, he looks in the eyes of the quarterback. Look at that perfectly. It's an overthrow. And he's got it to the 15, the 10, the 5, 6 points.
The Raiders win this one by the final score of 21-7. The Eagles got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at Tempe, Arizona. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
King is on the move, as you see, as he accepts a pretty good offer to leave his current club. 6 years, $4.7 million. Abbott got snatched up as well, and he signs a 2-year contract with the Eagles.
The Steelers lost at home and will have to hit the road to meet the Colts. Kevin Falk stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. David Please Come to Boston had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Dolphins beat the Ravens. Buccaneers, Falcons. Michael Vick is a threat certainly at the 3-yard line. Does he run it? Oh no, a little stutter step. He's right open in the flat. 6 points. The Falcons go on to win this by the final score of 28-7. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Well, trades aren't quite as common in the NFL nowadays as they are in other sports, certainly. But we've got news to report to you on the trading front nonetheless. Warrick Dunn leaves the Falcons and heads to the Eagles. So he'll get a chance to carry the football behind a new offensive line. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Chad Lewis is just one of those guys you love to have on your team. He'll be an immediate factor for his new mates.
In the city by the bay, San Francisco, we had the 49ers get sent away with a 7-point loss. Over at Paul Brown Stadium, we had the Bengals get sent home with a 14-point loss. The Titans' defense held their opponents to under 150 passing yards in their win at Qualcomm Stadium. The Jets won at home, but will take to the road next week to meet the Bears. Seahawks, Packers. Matt Hasselbeck calling signals at his own 40-yard line, rolls, then fires a slant. Look at him go! He could go all the way. 60-yard score. The Seahawks win this one by the final score of 24-20. So, as usual, plenty of surprises around the NFL. And heck, we just got into week 1. My primetime players' game balls go out to these gentlemen, each one with a fine start to the season. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.